Hello guys and welcome back to Field of Glory Empires with our Saba playthrough. I've gone ahead and made a couple moves since we ended the last episode. I've taken the Saracena army and plotted them specifically a land route down to Arabia Deserta so they can be kind of by the Red Sea, close to a sea route to get anywhere to the east that they might need to be, but also close enough to the west to kind of reinforce in that direction. Ethiopia is going to keep our southern flank protected. I'm not too worried about that. If anything, I'm more worried about like right here, actually, I suppose. Thinking about it. So you know what? Actually, I was going to send the Abyssinia army east to here, but you know what I'll do instead? I'm actually going to send it down here. This was the one that has the preserved food store. Yes, yes. That's close enough to that border with a preserved food store. That's pretty good of a spot, I think. And I got another stack technically being made right now, and that could always be moved north to deal with other things. Now, I know I do have a couple places I didn't build in last time. We got a new population here in Egyptus, which allows me another building slot. Building some city walls here seems smart. There's also sewers. Lowers slot usage. That's a tempting one. And then there's also a school. We only have a palisade here, and given its proximity to a pretty high value yet high risk region, I'm going to go with those city walls. Separate to that, we have Diospolis, where a charcoal pile has been built, and we do have still one slot available to use. There is an amphitheater, 0 slot usage, needs silk that can be imported. We'd make money from it due to also having cloth nearby. It would consume a little bit of infrastructure, however, but it is slotless, and the culture that comes with it sounds kind of nice. I definitely like it. I'm not sure how I feel about this situation. These guys are less productive. Let me take you two off of here and replace you with normal citizens that are more productive than you. And then I might leave one guy on food. Put just one of these guys over on culture so that someone's on culture. Yeah, that looks better. And let's get an amphitheater building, and that will help make up for the upcoming infrastructure deficit. And then that should be pretty much no problems. We have all of our armies moving. We have all these little bits and pieces of armies moving around as well. I did notice we don't own all of Ammonia. Ethiopia owns part of it, Barca, so I am willing to request that from them. However, I am currently requesting that they be a client state, so I guess I have to wait. I could do the client state thing later, technically, but it's fine. I'll get them as a client state first, and then we'll ask for that after, I suppose. Make sure I haven't canceled any of that. When it comes to legacy points, at this point, we have 217 income of legacy points. We are right behind the Antigonids for income. I've pretty much caught up to them almost in income. They are still ahead of me by a couple thousand, but it will be harder for them to get even further ahead at this point. So with all of our units en route, and our trades in, let's see how this turn process goes, which does take a while at this point, as you can see. Oh great, my alliance with Ethiopia, meanwhile, has just put me at war with the Nasamones, who I border. Oh boy, how did that start? Buildings development focus, shuffle things? Nah. Okay, well, I guess, you know, it's gonna take another turn on that request, I think. Yeah, so it'll just become a, like, one-on-one war, me versus them together. I really don't want to fight you. They don't really want peace. I keep getting brought into wars by allies over here. That's how I ended up in this war with Egypt. I didn't want to be at war with them, but I didn't have much of a choice. I am offering to buy the Antigonids part of Syrencia, so I mean, I don't know. I guess... Oh, let's just cancel this for right now. I mean, I wouldn't scoff at getting, say, this part of Syrencia, this one little bit right here. That doesn't sound so bad. There's not much defending it. Now, I've been dragged in, meaning I guess the war declaration was against Ethiopia. Because the Antigonids aren't involved. I wonder, I could probably get the Antigonids involved, although they have to respond to my other requests first. I have a third token. Third token is nice. I am now negative on metal, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna assume Ethiopia can handle their own front and that I don't really have to bother with it. And then we have to deal with everything else over here. This is also part of ammonia. So let's cycle around here and go after this part of ammonia. Just looking at things that could complete something that I already kind of have a step in, I suppose. Not caring too much about anything else. I wonder, in these kinds of peace treaties, if I were to ask them to cede a region, am I able to specify who gets it, like between me and a client state? I guess probably not. Just to me, and then I could give it to a client state. I was mostly just curious, because I have a good feeling Ethiopia will become a client state, and I wanted them as one, just in case I ended up at war with the Nasamones. I'm really not ready to fight a full-on war with the Nasamones. I'm not there yet. I've been in war after war after war, and I need time to build up. I wouldn't mind coming out with a couple of things, but this isn't a fight that I could very easily fight to the end. This place is massive, man. Holding all of this would be like nigh impossible. They're not just at war with me, though. They're at war with Leptis. And I think for a while longer. I'm not sure. I think so. And they're kind of more caught up there, so hopefully that takes some of the pressure off. Do I just have 2 stacks in the same spot? I guess so. But for differing reasons. So I guess we're just going to rush out for now until we get to these places nearby where we kind of border them, yeah? Yeah. As for nearby places to station reinforcements, it's mainly just down there, huh? Down there indeed. Well, I'll send the Saracena force down there as kind of a buffer, I guess. We don't really need anybody else up north, so I'll send one person down to just sit on Egyptus, I suppose, and just chill out there. We have really no one guarding the east, but we have Maria over there as an ally and the Antigonids. So I got curious about land power, and I scrolled down a little bit here, and the ranking, Ethiopia is a ranking estimated land power, of a total value of 300 plus 40 naval power. The Nasamones have similar naval power, no naval power, and 250. So Ethiopia, my puppet to be, is roughly equivalent power-wise to the Nasamones, despite being smaller in terms of regions, but slightly more populated. I also got a glimpse of population in this game. We are the second most populated nation, just after the Antigonids, with Rome actually being surprisingly far behind in terms of population. That's after I sold like 20 slaves or something. The money the Antigonids have is just batshit insane. 220,000? Oh my god. Me throwing a bunch at them probably does quite a bit for that. But yeah, you see, me and the Antigonids are just these giant monoliths with actually equivalent regions. Theirs must just be better than mine if they're doing better for legacy, but god damn. So I am equally right now 1-to-1 as big as the Antigonids. As I purchase things from them, I will, at least temporarily, be the biggest nation on the map. That is quite interesting of a development. Wow. Okay, well, let's look at things. So we built a palisade. That's good timing. A salt house over here. We could really use a palisade on this border. For the love of God, please. I could use a palisade on this border. We built a shepherd house and got a pop here, and we could really use a palisade there, considering its place on the border. Got a brickwork built next to that and a preserved food store. Yeah, we knew about that. No palisade. Well, we know they can start skipping across palisades, so Coptos, where we have the Abu Simbel. Yeah, let's go ahead and take care of that. Nubia Inferior. This, yeah, I wanted to offload this onto Ethiopia too. Maybe I could trade this for Barca, actually. 1-to-1 trade. Barca, I think, is less valuable, but it would just fit into provinces more neatly. We'll see. Because eventually I might just, you know, get Ethiopia to join me anyway. I think one thing that would actually be really interesting is if, you know, for example, the end of this war could be me getting the Nasamones to become my puppet, and then I just work at, like, slowly buying up what Ethiopia has, and then eventually, like, abandoning them at one territory again and eating them up, while the Nasamones guards my west. We got a gymnasium built to the south, a quarry in Asalia. We have 3 slots in Asalia. Ooh, some good options all in all. There's a lot of things here I would love. A lot of things. Dang, city walls or Anchorage is a tough choice here. I do not like not having city walls. Palisades are not that good. So I will prioritize some city walls there. I keep thinking that that's the capital of this region, but it's actually over here. Another place that doesn't have city walls. We have sewers built just north of there in Adramite. 2 slots currently available. We could upgrade our pleasure house to a pleasure mansion if we were in need of loyalty. We do have perfumes here. We are missing honey. This would be good for money, and it is slotless. It does come with more decadence, but also some more loyalty. However, we don't need the loyalty, not even remotely. However, I could get a lot more money by building a potter's workshop. That sounds pretty nice. We have minimal, a lot of the time, money investments. We have a royal treasure here, which costs quite a bit, to be fair. And there's a couple other things, like an aqueduct would be great. Great, more potential growth. Only 2 slots I can use. I think I'll go for the potter's workshop. Upgrade nearby things. We built that farm in Saba pretty easily. Unfortunately, the farm did not pop up again, but hey, wine. A major temple is slotless. Okay, that's good. I could take advantage of this extra slot that the extra slave produces. I think we might have more slaves coming in soon. And these will either be redistributed while I'm building slotless things, or I will use them to build up the capital. We will see, but a major temple? Sure. Culture, money, conversion bonus that we don't really need, but sure. 5 turns on a slotless thing sounds good to me. East of there, we have a cult site built and 1 slot available. That cult site will be useful here for the conversion, definitely. If I had a wax workshop here, it would earn me more culture from things. We would lose money on it and some infrastructure, but it would increase culture. I don't mind that. Let's get the wax workshop as kind of like a prerequisite to other things. Fishery and siege workshop finished next to that. Wealthy citizen added infrastructure. We got a new citizen in Canaanite. Catanite. I can't speak these names. I think we're going to go ahead and build the salt house here for some food and health. Seems like a decent option there. Gambling ring built next to that. A school next to that. In Lathrippa, we have 1 slot available here. Decent amount of food and infrastructure overall. I wouldn't mind a little bit more of these things. The shepherd house would be an easy thing to build. Loyalty, not much of a problem. Oh, but you know what is a problem? Metal. Furnace. Perfect chance to get a furnace built. Extra population in Arga. This is in Arabia Deserta. Could be a good opportunity for another furnace. Money and metal. Yes, these are good options. These are decently built up places already. Yeah, I think I'll go for that. And then north of that, we've gained an extra population in Oh, I can't say that. Which allows me to build something. And what do we want? I haven't really built, maybe I built 1 bronze work somewhere, but it's definitely not my first choice of thing to make. No, sir. I would like, I think, an orchard to get more food. It would allow me to redistribute some dudes to other tasks. For example, getting... Well, what else is going to come up on food? A granary and an amphora. But there's not a lot of food things remaining, huh? That's interesting. Let me reorganize this a little bit, methinks. What if we got all the normal citizens on food and all these guys on infrastructure? Well, then it doesn't look quite as good now, does it? No, it doesn't. But that certainly helps that, and then I could go for infrastructure buildings instead. That's a way to do it. Okay. Well, then let's swap to the charcoal pile, import some lumber from the Delta. For now. Can we make any lumber here? Doesn't seem so, but still. 2 more infrastructure. This could help in time. This place is pretty built up anyways. This is the only building in this whole region. No, this is the furnace as well. Barely makes a dent because we have enough infrastructure elsewhere. City walls built next to that in this place that could use a lot of things, especially the loyalty situation. An Orientation Tribune would thus be pretty useful, as nice as a hospital would be. An Orientation Tribune, oh my god, a blacksmith looks amazing. Infrastructure, money, and metal, and a tools manufacturer. Do you know how hard that is to say no to? Damn, that is such a good one. Especially with iron, it'd be even better with copper. I'm gonna have to build that. Metal, money, and infrastructure. I can't say no to that. I can't. I cannot. So that's adding infrastructure. 4 to be exact. Which is the exact amount that one pop contributes to that right now. Like move him to loyalty or culture to help loyalty. Move 2 guys over to food. From food. Doesn't make a huge difference, but gets the loyalty into the green at least. Okay, that's good. That's something. Nabatea, we got a new pop. Not going to touch that. New pop in somewhere in the Sinai. In Troglodytes, we got a new pop and finish a smokehouse. What a funny name, dude. Regional roads takes priority. I need my road network. City walls built in Egyptus. We have a slot available. A master armorsmith wonder adds culture and equipment, and that's really about it. 0 slot usage. Interesting place to put it. What this actually makes me want to do is build the armorer in the capital. Because then maybe we can get the master armorsmith there. Because it says there's a custom effect on the units that receive that. And so that could be useful. I know I could check specifically if I want to. Yeah, certain national wonders that are built elsewhere. Like, I actually don't really like having some of these where they are. So I'm going to disassemble our Castrum Equitarium. This is a national wonder. This should be in like my foremost military hub. The elephant one is in Arabia Felix, so it does count. That can stay. There's also a... Well, it says there's a... Oh, there is a Castrum Equitorum here as well. I think I've just like found these. That makes it tough. Equadium? Is it the same word? Equadium. So I've taken over the ones others have. That's probably why they're there. I have 2 of a single national wonder. They don't seem to apply anything special, at least. Because some of these should just be built in specific locations, I would say. Equadium, yeah. So the Castrum Equadiums, I have 2 of those, actually. Built in random locations. It's really just a bonus of XP. It doesn't say anything about a custom effect. Whatever that means. So I think I don't need to really prioritize it being anywhere special. These military ones. There's the Palace Guard that I started building. The Kingmakers and the Legacy, blah, blah. This doesn't really matter too much, I think. I don't think so. It seems pretty good as a defensive location, and this is a pretty central area for my nation, that's for sure. So I don't mind that, but I think I'd rather get the armorsmith upgrade in the capital. So I really could probably use a couple more slaves going to my capital from this war. That could actually be incredibly useful. Anyway, so I guess I didn't build anything there. The tavern in basically Alexandria has been built. There's 6 slots available. Large walls could be built as an upgrade from the solid walls. That would take forever. I could also build a furnace. I think I will build a furnace because that could be pretty useful. Going a little crazy on furnaces, but it's okay. It's not like I need much of an input. A slave market was disassembled. Why is this the capital? Oh, because we're still disassembling the palace. That makes sense. And then the Egyptus, this is where the armorsmith was. I don't want that armorsmith here. Now, a dyeing mill would make things nearby perform better. That's a lot of money involved. Sure, let's get a dyeing mill. Let's invest into finances. Then, looking northeast in Phoenicia, we have a monument that has been built on the coast in Phoenicia, where I do have a dry dock. This was going to be a pretty ship-heavy location. I guess it's not really going to end up that way at this point, the way things have gone. I could make a smokehouse for food and health. That seems pretty decent here in this situation. Yeah. Sure. Let's go for that. That could help growth. The road here is looking nice on this border. Got a land expansion and a new population. That means several new things available to me. I could upgrade the gambling ring to an arena. It's more decadence, but more loyalty and taxation. Slotless, I'll take that, sure. Brickwork built next to that. A new population next to there. Doesn't change anything. Preserved food store on the border. That is hot. Regional roads. Yes, please. Above all else. Large farm has been built in Chaldea. Land expansions available here. Definitely have to go for that. More pop in Babylonia. Yeah, I was building a military academy here. This is still just going to take forever, but this is going to be a good one for more generals. I could use more, especially as I just keep adding to how many armies we have. I was going to say how much of a leader pool drain. I mean, I guess I do have some guys available right now. Speaking of, hey, look, there's two groups here. Let me merge them together. Are there any armies on the front here that are lacking? Where was that? No, okay, that's nothing special. That are lacking a general? Okay, so thankfully not. And this could change, especially if we got a terrible military leader. So we definitely want more available to us. This will need a general, this stack. We got a new younger general here. Let's put him in charge of this. Have we pumped out all that cavalry? Yes, we have. So we have the amount of cavalry we want. That's like the 12 cavalry right there. We have like 2 regular, 2 irregular. We got all of our skirmishers and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and queue up 12 regular infantry to recruit here now. And then I think we just need 12 more heavy infantry after that. And then this stack will be just as big as the other ones, and it shall be fully functional. I'm just doing this bit by bit as we go along. A lot more population spawning in a lot of these regions over here, but many of them already busy. Susiana does have an available slot now that can be utilized. Interesting building selection. So many dudes on food. So many on food. It's because there's not enough conversion here. I think we can definitely afford to put a salt mine here. That doesn't sound so bad. That will add some food. It could allow me to get somebody from food onto infrastructure as well. There you go. North of that, we have another population and a land expansion. 5 available slots. We don't have a public works. Let's go ahead and get that. I think that would be pretty great. And then, have I missed anywhere? Probably. No, I haven't. That is everything we could do in that regard. We have outstanding diplomatic things going on. I am going on a full-out attack to kind of establish my own offensive border with the enemies. And I think, from what I saw by some tooltips, invading armies can draw supply from different hexes, like different locations nearby that are on their side. So hopefully we could just kind of gather up over here and then just stay put. But if we have to invade through, I'll invade through. I mean, look at them. They're not very built up. There's barely anything in the way of like walls. This tribal council's kind of cool. It's a national wonder. I don't think it would do very much in my hands. These tribes are usually not worth conquering because what they have is so meh. It's so meh. If I could make them a client state, I think I would, honestly. Well, it looks like my trade with the Antigonans went through and looks like a very... Oh, hey, oh, yeah, they just became my client state. Well, that's good. I thought they got taken over or something. Looks like they have walls here. That's good. You know, if they were like this like 1 or 2 turns earlier, this war wouldn't even be happening. But here we are. So let's go on the offensive. I'm sure they don't stand a chance here. It's just a basic defending force. Yeah. I'm amazed that urban militia actually lived. It's crazy when they survive heavy infantry backed up by Eritrean archers. I find that insane when that happens. But everyone else is dead. Pursuit will kill the rest. Yep. And we win. Perfect. I don't think we took any damage at all. Another offense here. I think this is mostly defenders. They seem to be recruiting a lot of one-off units like everywhere all around now that they're in all these different wars. But this is just another instance of they don't stand a fucking chance. They do have warriors. They have some warriors instead of just urban militia. So that's something to be considered. urban militia dying in the backs of my cavalry. But their warriors were slaughtered by my heavy infantry. Skirmishers dead. And remaining is 2 more urban militia. I'm decently good at over-preparing for fights in these kinds of games. Some more than others. The beginning of this playthrough was a lot harder than it is right now. Why are there 60 Antigonids off the coast? What the fuck is going on there? I don't know. Those are our only 2 fights for this turn. That's something. I think temporary ownership might add to this stuff. I don't know. You know, if we had more culture production in literally all of our locations we own, without taking over anything, we could pass the Antagonists, I almost said Seleucids, in production still of Legacy. It's just that I've been starting with all these terrible locations that have been undeveloped deserts, pretty much, but the Antagonists have had very valuable stuff all game. It's an advantage for them. Alright, so yeah, we got the trade deal with Ethiopia. We got a trade deal with the Antagonids. Yep. And yeah, Ethiopia's helping me against the Nasamones, so good luck to them. We conquered. Yeah, conquered. Oh, this place receives some slaves because it has a slave estate. That's already enough slaves, quite frankly. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Conquered. Raided. This was raided, just that we conquered it, but not successfully. Naturally, we have a whole army there. Then it was raided a second and a third time, in fact, unsuccessfully for them. The ruler's health has degraded to fair, and a new objective has been set. Yeah, oh man. You know, that means you're encouraging me to actually take it and hold it. You understand that, right? 3 fucking raids on the same location. That's kind of like ridiculous a little bit, but hey. So, this all looks pretty stable, the stuff we've taken over. I can now form the province of Syrencia, but we don't actually have... No, we do have Syrencia proper. Although... Oh yeah, it has a lot of culture. It has a lot of culture. That's good for some legacy point income for sure. Let's build something here then. Move these guys off money, put them on infrastructure. Off culture, onto infrastructure. Yeah. If I could get... We have so many slaves here. I'm just thinking, like, if I could get all these guys off of food, that'd be pretty great. For that, I suppose we should build a farm. For now, I mean, yeah, we have the bonuses to get away with it. We do have multiple slots here. We're going to need more infrastructure at some point. And then I'll move probably, let's just say one citizen down to culture. The rest down to infrastructure, so we could build this up nice and quick, this farm and all these other slots. 2 slots available next to that. We should reorganize this. This is strange. Put a lot of you guys on food. There you go. Only 1 guy on culture for now. We'll see how this works. I definitely would like a palisade at least. You know, we want stuff to defend. There are city walls already in Syrencia, which is pretty good. I like that. We took this place over, and it has a guard tower. And that helps. It's building a salt house. I don't know if that's what I would like there the most, to be honest. I might rather have a shepherd house at this point. Move a guy to infrastructure. Culture, not really necessary, but sure. However, that does look like we have a nice full episode, so I'm going to call this one here for now. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.